What just happened? You got Dan and Jules here, and today we're talking season 3, episode 6 of Yellowjackets called Thanksgiving, Canada version. It's like Taylor's version when Taylor Swift released her albums. All right,
That's so funny.
couple things we need to talk about off the bat. After all that, they just killed Coach Ben anyway. I'm like, fuck, come on.
Yeah,
But he
I've
wanted to
changed
die.
I've changed my tune on it though. As much as I would love Coach Ben to still be alive, not if he has to go through that.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm on that side on that. It's not worth watching him suffer like that.
But when they were about to shoot him, he was pleading for his life. So do you think once they cut his Achilles, that's when he was like, "Oh, I'm done." Do you think that was the point that he was done?
Maybe because like I don't know how long it takes to like heal from something like that.
Yeah,
Imagine quite a while.
that was brutal, man. I'm sad, but no Coach Ben
And it's like
in
it's
current
not
time.
even like they treated him like a real person. You know what I mean? They just
Yeah,
treated him like an animal. So I don't blame him
he
for
was like, look at the way I'm
wanting
living.
to.
Yeah, this isn't living. This is torture, basically. So yeah, all right. I got okay. So rest in peace, Coach Ben. They ate him. He is gone. Let us know in the comment section how you feel about that decision that they killed off yet another main character. Okay, so something of note that we're going to talk about in the recap, but I had to do some further digging on it because I couldn't quite understand what was going on with that DAT tape, DAT tape. Never heard of that. I guess it's an earlier version of a cassette tape. Here's what I found: the woman's voice that they first hear when it says testing, testing, one, two, three. Oh my God, what is this? So that person, we don't know who that is. So that's a mystery. You hear howling, screeching, feral sounds, and it's immediately recognized by Shauna, Ty, and Van. So that's what they do during their ritualistic feast in the wilderness. Someone recorded that and somehow got it to them, right? And that connects to the end of the episode when the two hikers, or possibly bird watchers, because Van brought up bird watchers used to use those DAT tapes, right? So
Yeah.
that's who they could be. How did they stumble in there? We'll talk about that when we get to it. I don't know. But one of them was carrying the recorder around his neck. Okay. So that's where the recorder
Yeah.
comes into play. So that tape contains evidence of the Yellow Jackets' cannibalism. So that could really hurt them in the future, like now, in the current time scenes. So whoever sent that to Shauna possibly could be the one who's haunting them, and possibly could be the one that killed Lottie. I mean, it could be Melissa, but I think if it was Melissa, they would have recognized the voice who said testing, testing. You know what I mean? It wouldn't have been like, oh, who's this? Because they didn't.
Well, it doesn't necessarily mean that the tape originated from Marissa, though. Like she
Melissa,
could have,
yeah.
or Melissa, sorry. Like Melissa could have gotten that from someone and been like, oh,
Yeah.
leverage.
So what are they
But
going to
that
do with these?
exposes her too. So I don't really know why she would want to do that.
Right, yeah. And we still don't know if she's alive in the current time. That's a question that I severely need answers. So that's what was going on with that tape. I just thought I'd let it.
Kind of don't think she is, only
No, you don't
because
think so?
I feel like Shauna would see that as a bigger problem than it has been made to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they only
The
briefly
only
mention her, but
the only thing that makes me think she might be alive is they never talked about Van until they showed us that she was alive. You know what I
oh,
mean?
that's true.
It was like
That's
she wasn't even a thought,
true.
and then all of a sudden she's alive and she's there. So I'm just it's possible. So
Right.
and we got the mystery character that still hasn't showed up, and it's going to be episode 6 next week, so they have to show up soon. So yeah, the mystery character played by Hilary Swank is in like the promotional poster of the season, and we still haven't
Like
seen
they're
her.
really
So
waiting. They're really dragging
right,
that out.
taking their damn time with Hillary. Damn. Okay, so recap starts off. Shauna gets home at 2 a.m. Jeff was worried.
Sorry. Oh, wait, I was about to call the cops. And you know how I feel about the cops now.
And then she tells him about Lottie, says she was murdered. And then Callie hears and goes, oh my God. And then she goes in a room searching for something. She finds the tape that we just talked about. And she says, I think I fucked up. Someone left it for you, Mom. And maybe whoever left it had something to do with Lottie. And Shauna's like, all right, that's it. Everybody pack a bag. We're out of here. Someone's trying to kill us. Do I have to spell it out? Left
I
up to
think she
debate.
might be overplaying it a little bit, in
Maybe.
my humble opinion.
Possibly. So then we see in the past, Ben's Achilles was cut, and he said, someone has a BS vision, and then I got to suffer indefinitely. So we talked about this in the beginning. He wasn't living, and then he asks Nat to kill him, and then he says, I did burn the cabin down. I tried to kill all of you, especially you.
I tried to kill you, Nat. All of you, but especially you.
I don't believe
Well, I did.
I don't think that's true. I think he was just saying that to try to edge her on a little bit. But he really wants to die. He wanted to die the whole episode. And Nat says, you know what? I'm done. Wash my hands of this. I'm not taking care of him anymore. Somebody else do it.
Yeah.
So that's that. And then Ty says they're prepped for winter this time. How? You don't have a cabin anymore? So how are you prepped for winter this time? But hey, girl, if you think you're prepped, okay, cool with me. The comment that Van says this.
Do you think Mel has to wear Jackie's clothes when they make out?
So good. Van with the quips always has something to say that makes me laugh.
Love it. I love it.
Always has it. All right, the Sadekis and Karen time. They get to their hideout, this little shitty motel, and she doesn't know how to play the tape. And as soon as Jeff leaves the room, she's acting like she can't stand. As soon as he leaves the room, she calls Ty. Need to talk to Van. Why don't you call Van? I know she's 5 feet away from you. Just give her the phone. So she gives her the phone, tells her about the tape. Can you play it? It's a dat tape. Yeah, I can. I think I have something that plays it. I'll bring it to you next week. No, it's an emergency. I need it now. Then Van says, what is up with you to Ty? You don't give a shit about anything but self-care. And then Ty is kind of like, this is the way I'm doing things because everything is going to shit and I can't fix any of it, including you, the love of my life, dying from cancer. So that's just the way she's taking things right now.
Yeah, I mean, you got to take the wins where you can get them, I guess, right?
So it's brutal, but what are you going to do? So the part when Walter sent Misty a limo and he was like, look left.
Look left. Consider it a peace offering.
Misty Quigley?
Who's asking?
So Walter. So good.
That was amazing.
So funny. And then he brought Lottie's trash as a peace offering that he couldn't find any evidence out of, but maybe she could. She does something similar to him later. So they're starting to get back on good terms, which makes me happy. And then past, Misty says she can take it from here. She's going to take care of Ben. Doesn't last long. And then current time, Van finds the DAT player. And then the phone rings inside the box and it's Ty and it says this.
I can't help.
So I don't know what that was all about. Some crazy vision dream sequence. It was weird.
I mean, it definitely links with what happens at the end.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's true. What do you guys think about that scene? Let us know in the comment section. And then Misty's going through the trash. She sees this Chinese restaurant. Why would Lottie eat at a shitty Chinese restaurant? But then she sees Lisa, who works there. She's a delivery bike driver for this place. So that makes sense. She went to go see Lisa, and we find out why in just a second. So Shauna tells her family she's going to find out what's on the tape. Callie really wants to come. And then she says, we haven't been the best at keeping you safe. Jeff says,
Trying to do better.
and then she goes, okay, hugs her, turns her recording mode on, drops her phone in the bag, like mother, like daughter. She's very sneaky. You got to appreciate it.
She sure is.
Got to
I
appreciate
do
it.
appreciate it, though.
I thought she would be hit harder by Lottie dying because they bonded a little bit. She didn't seem that phased.
Yeah, I don't know. I can never really peg Callie. Like,
Yeah.
she's hard to read.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, she's a mystery woman. Okay. And then in the past, Missy says, you got to eat, dude. And then he says no. So they come in with masks. Why wear masks? He knows who you all are. And they do like a catheter thing down his
Thinking
throat.
that, yeah, first of all, brutal way to be force fed.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how else you would be force fed, but I assume that they wore the masks because it made them feel better about it. Because,
Yeah, I
like,
guess so.
Ben obviously knows who it is.
Yeah, and Travis was sick about it afterwards. He was like, that was fucked.
That was fucked.
I mean, I don't blame him. I wouldn't want to
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah. And then he says to
Like,
Nat,
that's
just,
awful. Did you see him like spitting up blood?
yeah. And then, yeah, he was spitting up blood. And then Natalie goes to him. He says, just let me die. And she says, we just can't. Because apparently he's the bridge home. Not anymore because he's dead. So we'll see. So this is when Shauna meets up with them. Let's listen to the tape. They hear the first part. We'll come back to the second part in a minute. And then Misty finds Lisa. Lisa thinks she's robbing her. And then she questions if she did it. And she was like, look, I was in a cult that ruined my life. But no, let's go somewhere to talk in the open so that you don't kill me. Respect to Lisa for having that. Okay, so they play the rest of the tape. And I explained already what the tape meant. And they say The only people that know about this are us or they're dead. And then Shauna sees that Callie was recording. She says, I got to go and deal with this. So they're going to talk about that later. So who is the mystery person screwing with them? Theories below. Theory video coming in 2 weeks. Let us know what you guys think. And then Travis sees Natalie with a knife in the night. It's about to be daytime, but it's still very dark at this point. She says, look, I have to do this. He says, hurry up. The sun's about to rise. Goes to Ben. He says, please. And then when she's about to do it, he whispers, thank you. She stabs him right in the heart and kills him. So RIP, Coach Ben. He's dead. Misty sees it. She screams. She calls her a murderer. And Natalie says, all I did was keep a promise. So there you have it.
Which is fair. She did.
She did. It's true. And then Misty has this creepy scene where she goes to his body, cries, puts him in a better position, says, there, you look better now. And then she kisses him.
Creepy, but everybody grieves in their own way, I guess.
Everybody
right?
does. You got to do it in your
And
own way.
it's
That's
Misty,
true.
so I feel like it's going to be weirder than normal.
Yeah, true. So then Nat says it was the right thing to do, but they're all pissed, and then they start talking shit on her. And Shauna says it's obvious what has to happen now, but then Lottie steps in and says Shauna will lead us. So she got what she wanted. Oh boy, what's that going to look like? Shauna leading them. And then Shauna says, hey, we're still a team. We can't let this break us. People die out here. We honor them. By honoring them, they do a sacrifice or basically a ritual and eat them. And Natalie has to prepare the feast because she's the one that killed him. And then in current time, Shauna wants to speak to Callie. She's like, you're recording me? Really? Go join your father before I do something I regret. And she's like, I just want to be close to you. I thought you'd want the same thing. And then she walks away. And then she finds the recording and the recently deleted files. Smart girl. Smart girl.
Yeah, but also, come on, Shauna.
You
Use
know
your
how to do
brain.
that. Yeah, you got to know how to do that. Yeah.
I feel like any semi-technological knows that there is a recently deleted folder for most things.
Yeah. You have to know that. Come on, man. Even for pictures. It's
Right, exactly.
smartphone 101. And then Natalie has to cut up Ben so they can eat him. And back to Lisa real quick. Lottie gave her $50,000 to say sorry. So that's quite the gift. And she was like, hey,
Sure
when
is.
when bad things happen, I let it go. When good things happen, I let it go and move on. I'm not going to say no to 50 grand. Yeah.
Now, do you remember, did she say if she wrote her a check or gave her cash?
She ordered a bunch of food and gave me $50K in cash as a tip. The envelope just said, I'm sorry.
I'd say it's fair
Basically, I
enough.
don't trust anybody in this cast.
I don't trust anyone in this whole show. Yeah, that's a good way to
No,
look
me
at it.
either.
Yeah,
Like, I
don't
really
trust
don't.
anyone. Yeah.
You can't trust anybody. Because
Yeah.
like it seems like Night Tie is the one who killed Lottie from what
Yeah.
we've seen.
That's the best thing
Because
I
it
got
kind
so
of
far.
seems I don't know. But I could see them like throwing us off with something that's completely unrelated.
Yeah, me too. So could I. Okay. And then she says, your best friend didn't die. You killed her. Guess what? Start with your friends.
Thaisa, she met up with Charlotte the day she died.
That's ridiculous.
I saw them right outside the cafe.
So there you go. She did meet up with her the day she died. She definitely could have killed her. But now that they told us this information, I'm thinking it might be too easy and maybe it's somebody else. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments below. And then earlier in the episode, this guy Carl, who does DNA test, Misty sweet talked him to do the DNA test from the things she found under Lottie's fingernails.
What is it, though?
Oh, it's just some biological material collected from under the fingernails of a dead woman.
What?
She has nothing to compare it to. So she's like, what good is having DNA if I have nothing to compare it to? Let me send this to Walter. So now they're working together again, and I'm happy about that. So I wonder what they'll find. It looks like maybe she scratched and she got somebody's DNA on her, and maybe that's the answer of who killed her. Maybe.
That's the hope. Yeah. It does kind
Yeah.
of seem like Ty's little sleep nightmare call for help thing kind of points me towards her being maybe the one that did it.
Yeah, yeah. I
Because
can
it
see
felt
that
like kind
too.
of a guilty thing.
Please, you gotta help me.
Ty, what the fuck?
I kind of feel like Night Ty is like Thaisa's like main persona recently because she's so
Yeah.
much like more
Yeah,
like self-centered almost,
Yeah.
like self-preserving than Thaisa usually is.
yeah. It's crazy that she just has that side of her just take over at random points in her life. It's wild.
It's
Yeah.
absurd.
Yeah. So closing scene, a wild scene. They're eating Ben, And Lottie says, this isn't how it's supposed to happen. And then she screams, creatures scream back. So she says, hey, everyone, sing. By sing, they just scream. And they're all screaming. And we hear a bunch of shit screaming back at them. And then all of a sudden, she thinks she sees Ben. But no, it's just random guy and another person with him. And they walk up to him. And they're just like, hey, guys.
Hello.
What's up? And then he sees Ben dead. And he's like, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
So who are these people? How did they walk?
Does not look good for them.
If they're somewhere trapped in the wilderness where no one's around, how did these people stumble their way into there? Are they going to be stuck now too? I think so. That's the
Oh,
vibe
well,
I
I
get.
kind of feel like when Shauna said that everybody who knows about this is us or dead, that's foreshadowing that they're going to kill them.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, you're right.
Thinking that there's no way that something like that could get out, but maybe one of the girls smuggled the tape home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, probably. All right, but that's
They
interesting.
kind of give they give like scientist vibes to me. Like,
Yeah,
have you
they
ever heard
do.
of like scientists who like explore like, uncontacted tribes or like
Mhm.
tribes
I
that are
just-
like not really like messed with?
You would think if they found their way there, they would know a way out. So I'm very curious what they're going to do with these characters in the next episode. So it's exciting, a new thing to think about. You know, I like that they're adding these characters into the show.
Me too.
I think it's fun.
Nice.
Yeah. So all right, get your guys' theories in. What do you think's going to happen? What's up with these new characters? Who killed Lottie? Get them all in, and we'll do a theory video very soon. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Later.
Bye, guys.
Does the police know you have this? Is this from a murder?
What just happened?
What just happened?
What just happened?
What just happened?
That just happened.